Okay, check 1 2, check 1 2. I'm hearing it fine too. Okay, check 1 2, check 1 2. How the meter's coming up, looking good. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Welcome to New York Hoop Dragons basketball on the Sports Fan Base Network. Okay.
as they take on the Bennington Martens. It's the first today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Five Towns College, the home of the New York Hoop Dragons, an afternoon of New York Hoop Dragons basketball. Today, the Hoop Dragons take on the Bennington Martens. Lineups being introduced right now, and a new season here on the Sports Fan Base Network. I'm Matt Mankiewicz. I'll be calling the game. Sean Riley on production. James Seals on camera, bringing you all the action for the first time this season from Five Towns College. Going through very quickly the starting lineups for you as they are being introduced for your Hoop Dragons. Starting off, you got Pace Shaw, who of course is one of the scoring leaders on this team. Cliff Brown in the backcourt. Shea Fullerton, DeAndre Wade, and Curtis Jenkins rounding out the front. Meanwhile, the Bennington Martens will be featuring number 7 Mark Sidbury, Deshaun Westbrook wearing number 9, Javon Taylor wearing number 33, Austin Jones wearing number 35, and Heath Mason wearing number 45. So, Hoop Dragons, of course, in the home white with the red numbers. And, of course, if you're watching this, you can see this yourself. The Martens wearing the purple. An interesting uniform they have here because now, it is black with the purple. I thought they were going to leave their practice jerseys on for a minute because I couldn't see past the referees. But now, I see them in their away black. And one of my pet peeves about non-contrasting colors on numbers, not really much of a problem because as you see, well, no number on the front, but the purple numbers are at least trimmed with white so you can see them. You and I both. So, just about to get underway here. Shot seconds away from the opening tip. By the way, New York Hoop Dragons basketball is brought to you by, of course, Westbury Toyota Superstore, the largest Toyota dealer on Long Island. And, of course, Empire Health. So, we will be talking a little bit more about them on the upcoming breaks. In the meantime, standing in for the Dragons, taking the opening tip-off, will, of course, be Shea Fullerton. But Dakota Stabile, the head coach here of the Hoop Dragons, wants to take a moment for one last talk with his team before we get to live action. The referees are allowing it. And the Martens will take advantage as well. Dragons had a nice playoff run last year. A little bit of disappointment towards the end, however. But if you remember, this lineup for the Dragons is basically the same as last year. I really don't see too many unfamiliar names. As a matter of fact, I don't see any unfamiliar names. Everybody is back. And you also remember from watching the Hoop Dragons last year, Dakota Stabile uses everybody. So just about everybody on this roster is going to see some action. Norman Wilson is back with them. Aaron Edmead on the bench too. Brandon Thompson, Willie Petro, Alex Matina, and Anthony Cox. You'll see them. As we'll also try to figure out what the delay is right here. Other little things that we have to remind everybody of, that flashing red light that you don't necessarily see on camera, but I will often tell you about it. When it's on, it amounts to an extra point on any basket made. A 3 becomes a 4, a 2 becomes a 3. I believe the issue here might be with the clock. It's a fresh 12. Other friendly reminders as we start a new season of ABA basketball. Oh, wait a minute. I see 30 seconds on the shot clock. That's not right. That's college. So you're going to be calling shot clock violations at 6? Let's see what we agree on here.
Resetting the shot clock to 24.
Yeah, no, clearly. So I guess they can call shot clock violations at 6.
That works.
Yeah, that's what, and reset it then. Well, it's going to screw everybody's head up because, well, these guys all played in college. But will screw everybody's head up because they see that shot clock and they think that's the real time and they have to do math in their heads. I don't care how great you are at math. That takes time. That takes a split second. And a split second, you can lose the ball. I think I'm fairly good at math, and yes, it takes me time too. But that is the delay. That is what's holding everything up. They're trying to figure out how to get the shot clock to the NBA and ABA regulation 24 seconds instead of the 30 that I see right here, which of course is suitable for college. This is a college court. Okay, Five Towns does play college basketball. Division III college basketball, but it is college basketball. And subject to the same rules thereof. So while they work that out. Now, of course, those of you who are familiar with the work that Sports Fan Base Network does, they are based in Philadelphia, which means I have to share my seats and the internet airwaves with a pair of Eagles fans. But I'm willing to live with it because, I'm going through, look, New York football is going through a malaise era like it did back in the 1970s, and I'm old enough to remember it. And now starting to realize with the advent of the technology, you can follow any team, anytime, anywhere, as much as you want. Even the disadvantages we had, we can only watch out-of-town teams on Monday nights, essentially. You can have a favorite out-of-town team. And, of course, there's fantasy, so you got guys on your fantasy team, which I'll never get. I will never get when a guy on your fantasy team does something against your favorite team and you're still happy. He's on my fantasy team. But while we wait, everybody's just shooting the breeze. And, hey, it's kind of it's like it's first day of school again.
Yeah, let's do 30-20. You guys are good with that? They're good with that?
They're going to have a 30-second shot clock, which actually makes more sense instead of trying to knock it off at 6 or some crazy thing like that, because the guys are used to it because they played it in college. Now, they are also used to shooting within 24, so I'd like to see how this works. Okay, so Shea Fullerton and Javon Taylor will take the opening tip-off.
I mean, I could do 20.
Don't shorten the shot clock. That would be really crazy. Turnovers all over the place. Okay, so Fullerton gets a tip and winds right into the hands of number 9, DeAndre Wade. Pace Shaw at the top of the key now. Pulls up at the right elbow and misses just a bit to the right. Rebound pulled down by Javon Taylor. Just underway, no score. 20 seconds in. Now in the hands of Mark Sidbury. Shaw providing the D. Into the corner now. Pulling back up to the top for Heath Mason. Quick handoff back. Sidbury drives in the lane. Can't make it go. Fullerton tips it right back in the hands into follow. Almost threw it away there. Now they're going to the right for Westbrook, and he hits it. So put 3 on the board for the Martins. And back to live action. Cliff Brown. Bounce pass down low to Fullerton. No walk, no basket either. Back the other way quickly. Another 3. High rebound pulled down by Fullerton. Now Shaw. Brown on the right side. Up to the top, driving Jenkins. Pulling back for the 3. That doesn't go. Pulling down the rebound and taking it just the length of the court before handing it off. That's Taylor. Another 3 attempted, and this time by Sidbury, no go. A little bit behind on the pass there, but Brown able to recover. Now Fullerton, nice 17-footer, drains it. Back come the Martins. That's Sidbury again. Shaw keeping the pressure on. Kicking it out to the top. A pump fake. Now out to the right side. Back in the hands of Taylor. Taylor will pull up for the 3, and it's an air ball. Easy pickings for Jenkins. Finding Wade up front. Wade's going to draw a foul.
Westbrook with the foul. DeAndre Wade going to line for 2.
You heard the PA. Westbrook is going to get hit with the foul, but in the act of shooting, so Wade will have an opportunity to get his first points of the afternoon. First one, smooth. Second free throw. Takes a couple of bounces, but favorable ones. So make it a 4-3 game in favor of the Hoop Dragons. 9:41 left here in the first quarter. Mason with the quick handoff. And another 3 attempted by Jones. That doesn't go. Back the other way quickly. Brown looking for Fullerton and can't find the handle. So once again, Shaw applying some pressure on Sidbury. Sidbury trying to work his way around him. Goes to his right. And then they kick it back out. Another 3 attempted. Still no go. And the rebound fought for. Trying to handle it, but bounces a couple of legs, Martin. But comes right back to Taylor. And now they're able to come up with the basket. So make it 5-4. Out to the left side, that's Wade. Not a 3 and not an anything. Sidbury coast to coast. Kicking it back out to the top. Another try maybe for Westbrook. Nothing going. And then pulled down again by Jenkins. Jenkins. Long pass to Shaw. Up top, Fullerton. Fullerton going down low, and Wade can't finish. Back come the Martins again. Signaling a set play, working off a pick. That's Sidbury. Sidbury. Quick handoff to the right now for Taylor. Taylor going baseline. The one-hander no go, and Fullerton can't keep it in bounds. So, media timeout here at the 7:57 mark of the first quarter. Martin's a 5-4 lead.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Westbury Toyota and Empire Home Care.
And yes, Westbury Toyota and Empire Home Care. The Westbury Toyota Superstore You know they don't become a superstore by just selling a car one at a time. As a matter of fact, let's see what their specials are this month. They always have something going on. And sure enough, Black Friday starts now at the largest new car volume Toyota dealer in all of New York and the tri-state area. Up to $2,500 off of any new Toyota in stock. Excludes TRD and GR models. What a bunch of party poopers. $500 off the internet price on any pre-owned vehicle. We are your Toyota pickup headquarters. Amazing pricing. End of year savings. You got it. At the Westbury Toyota Superstore. Empire Home Care. For all your home care needs. When we talk about home care, we're talking about anything you need if you are, especially for helpful during COVID, if you were infirm or homebound, just about everything. When it comes to wheelchairs, crutches, you name it, you need to get around. Empire Home Care is there for you. So it will be Martin's ball out of the break. Inbound pass picked off. But he who lives by it gives it up too. Back the other way with the Martins. Up top and driving, guy we see for the first time, and yeah, he probably should have been called for the walk, Amaji Covington, but he gets the two. Now Cliff Brown at the top. Quick handoff to Wade. Wade, now Shaw in the same spot. Shaw driving. And runs in and draws the foul. Doing what a backcourt player should be doing. Okay, so now with Shaw at the line. An uncharacteristic miss there. Shaw is a good shooter, whether on the line or out in the field. And the second one's good. Okay, Sidbury running the point once again. Going down low, and another quick two by Covington. So make it 9-5. Covington off the bench, providing a little spark here for the Martins. Back the other way. And a clean three by Cliff Brown. Makes it 9-8. Sidbury running the point again. This time a little bit to the right. Everybody at their assignments. Pulls up for the three. That's an air ball. And as the rebound is fought for, let's see who gets hit with the foul. So it will be Mason who will, no correction on that. I thought it was going to be Mason. Not a shooter. So it'll be Sidbury on the inbound. Okay, Fullerton gets a breather, and Anthony Cox comes in, as we say all the time. Dakota Stabile uses the whole roster. Sidbury from the corner, no go. Rebound right back in his hands, pulls up for a shorter one, air ball, and pulled down by Shaw. Now Brown, off the rim, nice rebound, Cox. Can he follow? He'll kick it out. Remember, they're playing with a 30-second shot clock, so only 23. Off the pick now, Shaw looking to penetrate, pulling up at the elbow. It's good. Now Sidbury is going to be met by Jenkins. Try to go down low inside, and again, not able to find the handle. That is number 32. That's Lavon Long, who checked in as well. Hoop Dragons trying to create something down low, and Jenkins runs into traffic. Back the other way now. Only good for two, now good for nothing. Cox to the rebound, nice long pass. Couple of long passes now. Wade, can he finish? No, but he'll draw a foul. Oh, wait. He won't draw the foul. He'll get drawn on the foul. Is they going to call offensive foul on him?
Heath Mason checks in for Devon's Hayes.
Okay. 10-9, Dragons up a little past midway through the first quarter. Sidbury getting crossed up by Pace, and that's going to be a held ball. And, of course, not a held ball. We have a college rule clock, but that should be a jump ball in this league. But what's going on here? They didn't rule it held ball. They gave possession. I don't see an arrow. Always have to wonder if we're playing by college rules. For the three. That's Covington. Can't make that go. First shot he's missed. Little bit ahead of the dribble there, but nice recovery. Cox up off the glass. It's good. So he's got his first two of the day. Now running the point, Devon Johnson, and gets it stripped away. Well, if you're going to get a foul, Westbrook preventing the dunk will force Jenkins to the line. Here's the replay. Now, this was a hell of a steal. But on the finish, clonk. Okay, so back on the line. No go there. On the follow, Wade can't get it in. Again, the defensive pressure for the Hoop Dragons. Now that, is it a held ball? What's the story? And who gets it? It's going to be the Dragons. Okay, Aaron Edmead now in the game for the Dragons. It's just about everybody's getting a touch here, including Anthony Cox here up top. But throws it away. It's a perfect position by Mason. Mason finds his man down low. That's Westbrook. He's got 5. Back the other way now for Edmead. Edmead along the block. Nice recovery there by Cox, but he can't find the handle. And Bennington struggling to find the handle there on their end, but they do come up with it. Johnson over in the left corner. Pass up top, and getting in the way and knocking it free is Curtis Jenkins. So with 19 on the shot clock, ball be inbounded by Johnson. Quick handoff now for Long. Going cross court, back up to the top. And again, Mason. Pulling up for the 3 and making it go is Westbrook. He's got 8. Of the 14 points, that's more than half. So 14-12 is your score. A little stutter step there, and we have another. Okay, media timeout, but the foul was called, so we'll talk about that on the other end of the break. But we'll also remind you about our sponsors for this year. Empire Home Care. As we said, for all your needs and medical equipment and supplies. What do you need? Mobility products, told you about those. New and used wheelchairs, power and manual. Scooters, walkers, transport chairs, rollators, canes, knee walkers, you name it. Bathroom safety equipment, bath chairs, transfer benches, commodes, grab bars, bath stools, hospital beds and accessories, incontinence supplies, orthopedic care, diabetic shoes, compression stockings, seat lift chairs, wound care. They've got it all. Repairs and maintenance on all equipment, no less. And their main store is up in Haverstraw, but you can call them up, 845-271-3101 for further assistance. Empire Home Care, New York's very own Pix 11. Just watching a scene from The Quiet Man on Facebook last night and reminding myself that Pix 11 puts that movie on every St. Patrick's Day. March of the Wooden Soldiers, the Yule Log, Christmas tradition coming up. Channel 11 used to be a long-time home for the Yankees and no longer is, but that's 21st century for you. But back to live action. Wade getting crossed up, can't hold on. Okay, so 3D light is on. I was looking at was that little pick that Wade threw in the backcourt there. But here we go. Edmead out to the left side. The 17-footer attempted by Wilson does not go, but Wilson gets it back. But Wilson, now do I get two? Yes, I do get the 2 thumbs up. However, you're on alternating possession, so it is college rules. Okay, so Bennington, Johnson over there on the left side, working off the pick. Now driving in the block, in the lane, turn around, no good. Cox with the rebound. And a collision right off the outlet pass, loose ball, back the other way. Can he finish? Cox won't allow it. But of course, Cox is going to get called for it as well, so that's going to put Levon Long on the line here. But there's on the follow. Here we go. Now, that looked clean. But here's Long on the line. And the 1-and-1, no good. Oh, because he had the light on. He's got another one. He's got a couple more chances. That goes. So, back the other way. Wilson, up top to Edmead, out to the right side, Petro. Out to Wilson for the open 3, hit it.
Norman Wilson with the 3.
Now back the other way. We've got Westbrook. He'll try a 3 and make it. He's got 11 now. Nice takeaway. Westbrook down low to Covington. Pump fake and a foul. So, timeout called by Dakota Stabile because this lead is getting a little too big for comfort. So a 2:03 remaining here in the first quarter. 22-15 is your score. So a little bit of confusion here with the 3D light. Now the 3D light, as I say, in ABA basketball, when it is on, and it usually takes a backcourt turnover to turn it on, every basket made counts for an extra point. A 2 becomes a 3 becomes a 4. So teams out of their huddles, reset the lineup for you. Got Norman Wilson out there. You got Willie Petro, you got Aaron Edmead, you got Anthony Cox, and also joining them, Brandon Thompson. So no starters on the court right now. In the lane, no go for Edmead, but Cox was able to follow with the rebound. Brown couldn't control it, but Edmead recovers. 21 on the shot clock. He'll pull up for the three off the back of the rim. Now in the hands of Taylor, and now running the point will be Johnson. Johnson driving, nothing doing. Cox rebound, nice outlet for Petro. Petro not able to finish, but on the follow, makes it go. His first points of the game. Applying the full court pressure now and making it work. That's how the full court pressure is supposed to work. Make them make a bad pass.
Anthony Mitchell and Mark Sidbury check in for the game.
So the result, the Hoop Dragons get the ball back. Edmead at the top, Cox. Quick handoff now for Brown. Will he try the three? Yes, but we will not make it. Now we do see a starter here, Sidbury. Sidbury pulling up the three at the top of the key, and that barely touches net on the side. So the Hoop Dragons will take it back with 51.4 left in the first quarter. They've got the lead down to 5, or the deficit for them. Petro along the block, kicking out to the right. And the finish still no good for Thompson. And back come the Martens, but the Hoop Dragons will keep the pressure on. Able to beat the press from the free throw line. That's going to be long, and it's going to be short. Now Edmead for the Hoop Dragons here on the right side. Some artful dribbling, nearly running over the ball. Looking for somebody on the baseline, nobody there. But the ball goes off the Martins, so back to the Hoop Dragons for the remaining 11.7 seconds. Edmead inbounds. Brown tries the three from the corner and hits it. Norman Wilson, correction on that, but he's got 6. Takeaway in the backcourt. Not able to finish Petro, but he gets fouled with 1/10 of a second left. Not a shooter.
Trevor Brink checks in for Deshaun Westbrook.
I don't know why. It's a 10th of a second left. He can't do anything with it. As soon as the ball gets touched, the quarter's over. And sure enough. Okay, so the Dragons were down by as much as 9 here in this first quarter, but now they're back within 2 as the second quarter begins. So the scorers so far, Deshaun Westbrook putting on a bit of a show here for the Martins. He's got 11 of their 22, exactly half. Meanwhile, Norman Wilson with a pair of threes down the stretch. He leads the Hoop Dragons right now. Pace Shaw's on the board with 3. Cliff Brown hit a 3. Shea Fullerton with a 2. DeAndre Wade with a pair of free throws. Willie Petro and Anthony Cox with a basket each for 2 points. Once again, many thanks to our sponsors, Empire Home Care and the Westbury Toyota Superstore. Empire Home Care, providing all your home care needs, and also Westbury Toyota, up to $2,500 off on any new Toyota in stock. Sorry, guys, no GR models or no TRD models, but on the other hand, you probably have to order those, and they probably take a while to get. But anything else, and you know what I always tell people who own old Toyotas, keep them. So get yourself a keeper at Westbury Toyota. New York's very own Pix 11. for over 70 years, serving New York and the source of many a television tradition on local New York television. Where else are you going to watch the Honeymooners and the Odd Couple? And yes, they run them constantly because they know New Yorkers love them. Honeymooners in reruns doesn't sell anywhere else but New York. Okay, so coming out of the break here. Cox doing his job. Ed Mead along the baseline. Nice reverse layup. So he gets on the board finally. Back the other way, Sidbury runs into a block. Loose ball on the break. Pulling up for the three. Ed Mead comes up with it. Although if you're looking pretty closely at that line, he may have stepped on it, but he'll take it. 5 for him. Makes it 25-22, and yes, that gives him the lead. Back the other way, though, Long gets fouled, so he's going to go to the line. The foul will be on Cliff Brown. No, Brown is on the court. That 2 there is for 2 shots. I thought I saw 2 there, but reset the lineup for you as the first free throw is good. Wilson, Petro. You see Thompson there. You see Cox. You see Edmead. Second free throw is good. So it's a 1-point game. And now it's the Martins applying the pressure. And Cox with some nice dribbling, avoiding some trouble there. Petro at the top of the key. Drives along the block. Can't force it up. Cox on the follow. Doesn't go, but he'll go to the line. Now, one bad habit Cox has is he talks a little bit too much to the refs. We've seen this before. Maybe he's just thanking them this time because the call went his way. One-hander doesn't go. Tries it again. This one works. So give him 3 on the afternoon so far. Back the other way for Long. Long, not long for that ball. But trying to keep the full court pressure on Cox and nearly trips him up. Cox, nice recovery there. Edmead out to Wilson, and Wilson, his third 3 of the afternoon, gives him 9 on the day. Still with the pressure, Wilson comes up with a steal but can't keep it in bounds. So it will be Bennington ball. That's Sidbury bringing it in. And taking the pass, Eli Alston. But back to Sidbury again. Sidbury kicking it out to the left side. That's Brink. Now in the corner, Sidbury. Brink again. Bouncing on Sidbury, recovering. I don't think he meant to do that. Turns around on the free throw line. Can't make it go, but Cox comes up with a rebound. Gets the ball to Wilson again. Out to the right side. Petro along the baseline. Out to the left side for the 3. Taken by Thompson. Doesn't go. Rebound fought for. It comes right back to Wilson. He'll pull up 17-footer. No good. And the rebound finally back to the Martins. But again, Petro getting in the way of Sidbury. Doesn't like the call. (29-24) your score, 9:46 left before halftime. Sidbury guarded by Ed Mead. Quick handoff. The floater won't go, and essentially goes from Alston to Fullerton. Fullerton saying the pick for Ed Mead. Ed Mead kicking out to the left side. Wilson tries the three, and it's the first one he's missed, but comes back with his own rebound. Now Ed Mead tries it from the same spot. That doesn't go. Fullerton tried to pull down the rebound. No go. That's pulled down by Long. Now you got Sidbury, a 17-footer. It's good.
Mark Sidbury with the mid-range double.
Believe it or not, for all the action he's seen, it's only his first points of the day. 29-26 your score. Back out to the top for Ed Mead. Fullerton with the 17-footer. Can't make that go, but goes down in a heap. And Long laughing it off a little bit here. So Fullerton will go to the line. One thing about the fouls in this game, when guys commit them, they want to make them count. If I'm going to be penalized for it anyway, I might as well inflict some pain. So Fullerton goes to the line. And the first free throw is good.
Alex Messina checks into game for the Hoop Dragons, along with Austin Joe and Keith Mason.
Okay, on the second free throw. Floats it. It doesn't sink. However, Petro comes up with the rebound. Up to the top, Wilson, now Ed Mead. Ed Mead driving. Now low to Fullerton, and Fullerton with the finish.
Jay Fullerton with the layup.
Ed Mead keeping the pressure on Sidbury. Sidbury signaling for help. Not getting it. He's in a double team. Now, is this a called timeout or immediate timeout? Called timeout. Okay, yeah, it's obvious what had to be done there. Okay. He was in a sandwich, and there was no hope of getting out. So at 32-26, 8:25 left before halftime, the Martins wisely call timeout there. Gives them time to reset and get something going with the ball. Meanwhile, Dakota Stabile, as I've said, the only guy I haven't seen out there yet is number 30, Alex Matina. And I also, do I see him? Wait a minute, I don't even see him. He's on the roster, but I don't believe I see him on the bench. So basically the whole bench, as Dakota Stabile likes to do, is being used. Unless that is Matina wearing number 13 instead of 30. I believe that is, actually. Okay, so Martins with the ball and can't hold on to it. A little bit too hot on that pass to Jones. But they say it was last touched by the Dragons, so with 6 seconds on the shot clock,
Get him the ball.
we have a kid on the court. Your day will come. You'll get in the game.
He was wide open. Should have hit him. Don't tell him that.
A little bit of. Okay, on the inbounds, Petro knocks it free. So with 3 on the shot clock, Sidbury will try to inbound it again. And it's Ed Mead's turn to possibly get in the way. They do finally get it to Long. Up to the top and shot clock violation. That's a 30-second shot clock violation, not even a 24. So the Dragons get the ball back. Ed Mead off the pick by Fullerton. Changes course. in the lane and out to Matina. Matina tries a three. That doesn't go. Now Sidbury guarded by Edmead. Little crossover dribble there. Long, providing the length, but throws it away. A little bit behind Westbrook there, and they turn it over again. So we have a media timeout now with 7:37 left. One thing about called timeouts, with media timeouts, and this happens in college too, there's a little bit of a strategy involved with the coaches. If you know one is coming up, you don't call one. Unless you're in a really dire situation like we saw earlier when Bennington had to call a timeout. When your man was trapped and you're about to turn the ball over. Okay, fine. But if you see other occasions where you might want to call a timeout and you know a media timeout is coming, you hold off. You save it. Meanwhile, Westbury Toyota. We will remind you about this over and over again because they've got Black Friday deals a couple of weeks ahead of time. Up to $2,500 off any new Toyota in stock, excluding the hot stuff, the TRD and the GR models, but $500 off the internet price on any pre-owned vehicle. That's where they start. Now, where they finish, well, you got to come in and find out. Westbury Toyota, the largest new car volume Toyota dealer in all of New York and the tri-state area. Edmead will take the ball and immediately hand it off to Petro. Fullerton saying a pick high, and now pulling up on the right block and can't make it go. Petro, the loose ball goes out of bounds. Whose is it? And here we go, Anthony Cox. Okay, so Bennington will come up with it. Westbrook will inbound. It'll come back to Jones, and, well, they'll try it again. Now who's going to take the inbound this time? Looks like it's going to be Sidbury. Barely holds on. Edmead keeping the pressure on. Following up, Wilson. They do find an open man and an open three as Westbrook comes up with one. Give him 14 on the day. 32-29. Petro on the arc. Working off the pick, driving. Up high off the glass, it's good. He's got 4. Sidbury with the handoff to Taylor. He'll try the three, and that tickles the net on the wrong side. Matina finding Wilson. Out to the left side, Edmead. Edmead will drive. Kick it back out to the top for Matina. Matina driving now. Hop off the glass. He draws the foul. Yes.
Alex Matina will go to the line to shoot 2.
First free throw is good. So put Matina on the board. But not the second time. Okay, so Sidbury running the point, Edmead providing the D. Push him out to the left side, up to the top for Mason. Now trying to get something going here down low, and he does find Mason down low. That, of course, the assist will go to Jones, and Mason with the finish.
Off the assist from Austin Jones.
Now Matina along the arc. Quick flip to Wilson. Wilson off the pick. Wilson pulling up at the free throw line, can't make it go. Okay, back the other way. You got Jones taking the quick flip once again from Taylor.
Westbrook with another deep three.
And Sidbury finally hit one.
Out by the Hoop Dragons.
So now it's Hoop Dragons calling timeout because that will put Bennington in front. Actually, the last basket did, but still. 5:42 left before halftime, 36-32. We've had a couple of lead changes in this game. Bennington playing them tight. Westbrook leading them with 14 points. Meanwhile, Norman Wilson with 3 3-pointers has 9, setting the pace for the Hoop Dragons. But the beauty of the Hoop Dragons is that only 2 players so far have not scored, and every single one of them has seen minutes on the court. Thompson and Jenkins are the only ones not on the board in terms of scoring. In terms of minutes, they've both been out there. But that is how Dakota Stabile coaches, and that's what he wants from his guys, everybody contributing. So resetting the lineup, and the other thing is that because he's got such a deep bench, he doesn't even have to have any starters out there. Matina, Petro, Jenkins, Edmead, and the only starter out there is Wade. So Edmead between the circles. Going to the right side for Jenkins. Jenkins driving along the baseline. Putting it up. Can't make it go off the glass. And now the ball is going to wind up back in the hands of the Martins. However, the pressure will be put on. So foul is called. And that one is going to go against Javon Taylor. So that means it's going to be Hoop Dragons ball here with 5:16 left before halftime. Taylor doesn't like that call. Well, you saw it. Taylor not happy. He just get teed up. Now the referee's going to discuss this. I thought I saw him do a little T sign. He got teed up. So the net result of this is Matina will shoot a pair free throws, and it looks like he's also going to shoot a technical. Now the 3D light is also on. So that's a T. 33 on T on 33, I see that. Now remember, a 1-point game, so now with the 3D light on, what does that mean? Okay, so Matina will shoot the technical first.
Matina will be shooting technical foul shot.
Okay, so he hits that one. So 2 shots on the technical. Misses the second one. Now for the regular free throws.
In for the Martins.
He tied the game, 36-36. But wait a minute. He's supposed to shoot free throws. No? They're going to make it a non-shooter. So instead, he just shot the technical and gave up the ball. So Sidbury will use the opening that from the lane that was given him and will finish on it. Edmead switching up. Wade for the 3. Missed wide to the left. Martins took.
Shaw and Cliff Brown check in for the Hoop Dragons.
Okay, so a little bit of a line change here. Reset the lineups for you once Sidbury gets past midcourt. And from the right side, that should be Westbrook. Didn't go. Nice lead pass for Petro. Up to the top now for Jenkins. Now trying to find the Wade down low, and too many Martins in the way. Oh, very close to getting a backcourt violation there. But Petro keeping the deep pressure on Sidbury and getting results. And the finish. Beautifully executed defense by Petro there. He's going to try it again. People standing in his way, and Petro's not giving up. He does make it go, Heath Mason. So it'll be Cliff Brown running the point now. Off the pick by Wade. I'm trying to find Wade in the lane, and Wade's in traffic. So the story here, they're going to call offensive foul on him? What exactly did he do? Okay, so it's going to be the Martins calling timeout here. Up 40-38, 3:43. We're in the stretch run before halftime. Westbury Toyota once again, proud sponsor of Hoop Dragons basketball. And if you are in the market, the place to go. I said before, as I tell people who bring old Toyotas into where I work, keep them. So get your keeper now. Pix 11, New York's very own. Long-standing traditions at Pix 11. As I said, the Honeymooners, the Odd Couple, the Yule Log, the March of the Wooden Soldiers, Quiet Man on St. Patrick's Day, the St. Patrick's Day Parade, a long tradition on WPIX. And I still believe that the Billy Joel song Captain Jack was about Jack McCarthy, who was the announcer for those St. Patrick's Day parades for so many years. And also was a guy who presented the cartoons in the afternoon, every weekday afternoon, back in the 60s and 70s. Yes, Pix 11, long a part of New York City folklore. Originally owned by the Daily News, didn't you know that? Anyway, we're back in live action. So Marquise Smith is a fellow we have not mentioned so far. They do have a very long roster, these Bennington Martens, and so Smith will have the opportunity to inbound the ball. Meanwhile, it's going to be Devon Johnson handling it and not being able to find the handle on the down low pass. Long was there, and Johnson saying, why couldn't you handle that? So Cliff Brown will inbound much more smoothly as Jenkins will take it and give it back to Brown top. Jenkins will take it back again as they cycle on top of the key. 20 on the shot clock. Driving, turnaround, the base free throw line.
Curtis Jenkins with the fadeaway.
And yes, nice little fadeaway. He's on the board. Only Thompson hasn't scored yet for the Hoop Dragons. Petro with the wraparound. And, yeah, the ref saw it. Okay, so it'll be, once again, Malone Smith will inbound. And that's Westbrook. And that is, of course, Pace Shaw making Westbrook throw the ball away. 2:58 remaining, tied at 40. Cliff Brown, now Jenkins up to the top for Shaw. Shaw looking to penetrate, he'll pull back. Now he's going to make his move. Kick it back out for Petro. Petro on the free throw line, floats it, can't make it go. Looking for that rebound, and it'll be pulled down by Smith. Back the other way, Smith showing some dribbling art there. And Mason along the baseline, throwing it up. Can't make that go. And Smith just basically blocking his man. But the Hoop Dragons able to recover. And Pace Shaw putting it up and hoping. Nope, it did not go down. But he'll shoot 2 from the line. And the first free throw is good. Second free throw. That's the kind of free throw shooting we expect from Pace Shaw. He's got 5 on the day. Now he's providing some D. You got Mason out there. You got Westbrook out there. Westbrook losing the ball as Jenkins comes up with it. Back the other way. Cliff Brown was able to draw a blocking foul there on Long.
Blocking foul on number 32, Levon Long.
Who was it? Mo.
So with 2:19 remaining and the Hoop Dragons up by 2. You got Brown handling it here from the far side. Up to the top for Shaw. Pump fake and a 3-point attempt. Won't go. Oh, Wade on the follow. Very nice. Inside 2 minutes. Hoop Dragons by 4. Brown keeping the pressure on Smith. They get it to one of the big men there. Mason. An opening possibly. The floater won't go as it was attempted by Alston. And it goes out of bounds. It is Dragon Ball. Shaw with the inbound to Wade and taking it back. Now Shaw coast to coast. He's the most. Minute 27 and the Dragons have opened up a 6-point lead here. Westbrook guarded by Shaw. Shaw trying to wrap him up. Pretty aggressive on the D there. Knocks it free. He'll wind up. Yep, they're going to call the foul on Shaw. Otherwise, it would have been an over and back. Had to wait for that one. So they will try it again. Smith with the inbound. Picked up by Johnson. Johnson, he's free, but he draws a foul too.
Illegal screen.
Actually, it's an illegal screen on the Martens, so the Dragons get the ball back as a result. Brown pulling up inside the arc. High rebound. And immediately contact below, and it will be in favor of the Martins. Now, the one thing the referee's doing, they're trying to tighten up the game because they realize there's a lot of contact going on there. We'll talk about that with the Dakota Stabile in just about a minute or so. As the Martins finally get something going here. Alston with his first 2 points of the game. 40 seconds. Can Jenkins get? Yes, he will get a couple of points out of the deal. Down to 28. You got Smith. Quick handoff now to Johnson. Johnson signaling a set play. Petro in his way, as is Wade. Has an opening in the lane, and nope. Petro plugs that up. Long pass, big block.
And the rejection by Westbrook.
Westbrook coming up with that one. We can look at that again. That's a pretty good highlight. But not yet. 8.9 seconds left, so we got to get back to the live action quickly. As the Martins try to keep the Hoop Dragons from scoring anything, and they're getting close to doing that. And with 0.3 left, Wade can't keep it in bounds, so there's really not much. Yeah, they're going to let the clock go. Okay, halftime. Dakota Stabile, coach of the Hoop Dragons.
End of the half. The Hoop Dragons lead 48-42 over the Martins.
Okay, so the Westbury Toyota halftime interview. Coach Dakota Stabile here. What a rough and tumble first half here.
Yeah, you know, it looked like this was our first game we ever played.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely some rust needs to be shaken off a bit, but the aggressiveness, the defense, the takeaways, I like it.
This is something we've been preaching in practice this year, you know, picking up better ball pressure, you know, being a little bit more aggressive, going for steals. You know, it's not shooting until 8 fouls, so we're trying to use that to our advantage this year.
Yeah, now that's another thing well, first of all, one weird twist was because we have the shot clock stuck on 30 seconds. You're essentially playing by college rules here.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. You know, for our team, if we're taking it all the way down to 4 or 5 seconds, clearly something went wrong. Those aren't the rules that we should be playing with. But you know, we did get a shot clock violation on a 30 seconds, so I was really impressed with the defensive effort on that end. But a lot of the things, it's self-inflicted wounds. Turnovers, we probably have about 5 shots missed within 2 feet, missed a couple of free throws. So I think if we can clean some of those things up in the second half, you know, we can kind of push this lead out a little bit.
Now, tell me a little bit about, you said 8 fouls per half, is that correct?
Quarter. I believe it's 7 or 8 per quarter.
Okay, so they've opened that up a bit.
Yeah. So we're definitely trying to use that to our advantage.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of confusion over when the 3D should be on, too.
Yeah, as far as I know, anything in the backcourt, any turnover, no matter what in the backcourt, it's a 3D. So that was an offensive foul in the backcourt, so we got a 3D out of it. But you can kind of see if we pick up and get more aggressive, if we're picking up at half court or a little bit higher, that's when we're having success.
Well, you know what? You've adapted to the college rules well. I also noticed alternating possession now, too.
Yes, alternator possession. So a couple new rules this year that we're getting used to.
Yeah.
But, you know, as long as we continue to play together as a team, continue to fight together, hopefully the second half will be a little bit cleaner.
Hopefully. But you know what? Hey, in the absence of the clean play, the aggressive play is there. That's something you definitely have to be happy with.
Yes, you know, hopefully we will continue that in the second half, and now, you know, hopefully we can get into our offense a little bit more ball movement, and, you know, we always got to pick up our communication. You know, we've had about 2 or 3 times where we just trapped out of nowhere, and we didn't communicate that with anybody, and we gave up 5 points.
One last thing, pace show at 4 points on the half is not necessarily part of your plan.
No. For him to have 4 points any half is never part of our plan. But you know, to his credit, I did see him not force it as much as he could have if he wanted to. So I think he's kind of biding his time, and I would say, you know, second half, if we get our spacing correct, he'll have a lot more opportunities to put points on the board for us.
So best of luck in the second half, and welcome back for another year of Hoop Dragons basketball.
Glad to have you guys back.
Dakota Stabile, head coach of the New York Hoop Dragons. And yes, we'll mention the Westbury Toyota halftime coaches interview. And yes, I will say it again. if you are in the market, and maybe even if you're not, it may be worth a try. It may be worth stopping by at Westbury Toyota. Black Friday starts now because they are offering up to $2,500 off on the hood of any new Toyota in stock, and you know they're dealing. You know they could amount to more than that, but I can't guarantee anything. But I can guarantee that you will get top quality service and you will be very happy with your keeper Toyota that you will drive away from Westbury Toyota. So that's going to do it here at halftime. Your score, it is Hoop Dragons 48, Martins 42. We'll be back in about 6 minutes or so. Second half about to get underway here at Five Towns College. The New York Hoop Dragons and the Bennington Martens. As you heard from the Westbury Toyota halftime coaches interview, Dakota Stabile and I talked about a game where just about everybody's trying to shake the rust off, and it shows. The smoothness isn't there, but the aggression's there. And that's one thing that if you're a coach, you got to like, you're a fan, you really got to like. And also talking with of course, Sean Riley sitting right next to me, not standing, sitting right next to me. And we talked about this during halftime about the fact that, this is the type of basketball that people like to watch, okay? Not what you see in an NBA game. And we're talking about Olympic basketball and how the players, most of whom do play in the NBA, all of them in the case of the United States, how they were able to, basically let loose because you didn't have refs calling ticky-tack fouls all the time. So, as maybe not the smoothest game you see here with the Hoop Dragons leading 48-42, but a game that's fun to watch. So, maybe a little bit more of the same. Now, of course, if you are a coach, you want to see a little bit more fundamental and smoother play. But you know what? I take that back a little bit because the fundamentals of basketball is exactly what's going on here, forcing turnovers and playing hard D. So maybe you want a little bit of that edge to remain throughout the season. But Sean's sitting next to me. James Seals on the camera, bringing you all the action. Yeah, me and the two Eagle fans. Hey, but I've also been a firm believer in rooting for your local team. So if you're from Philly and you're an Eagle fan, you should be. Okay, so the second half of the game will begin. Bennington working right to left. And that, of course, Sidbury pulling up at the free throw line. And the first shot of the half does not go. But the rebound pulled down by Wade. And Jenkins looking for Fullerton, but somebody standing in his way, unfortunately. And then, of course, Bennington able to pull it out again. Mason coming up with it. And Sidbury trying to go coast to coast, or actually looking for some help there down low. Draws a foul. They'll shoot two. Wade getting in the way. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, as the foul limits, a couple of rule changes that we mentioned at halftime, that they're not playing by NBA foul limits either, so they're allowing for more fouls. So Sidbury misses the first free throw. Has 7 on the afternoon so far. Second one's good, so give him 8. Hoop Dragon ball. Curtis Jenkins. Fullerton now in the lane, using the size. Not getting the drop, but will go to the line. Okay, so the first one floats it up off the front of the rim. Big man takes the second one. That's good. He's got 5. And that's the lead at 5. 11-14, early going, not even out of the first minute of the second half. Sidbury guarded by Jenkins. Going along the perimeter, nearly losing it there. As Brown, and here we go, and floater goes up, and Doesn't go in, but contact under the basket will go.
Blocking foul called on Cliff Brown.
Okay, so Brown will be called for the foul, and that will put Austin Jones on the line. Jones not on the board yet. First free throw. Takes a couple of bounces, but goes his way. Second one, a little cleaner. Now he's going to get a third. That won't go, but it will go out of bounds. And back to the Hoop Dragons. So once again, you got Cliff Brown. Quick handoff to Jenkins, out to Shaw now. Shaw pulling up for the three, and it's off the front of the rim. Comes back to Shaw, however. Ball gets poked away, but right back in the hands of Jenkins. Jenkins in the lane, pulling up. Can't make that go either, just a little off. With the rebound, that was Austin Jones. Now he's going to try baseline here. Reverse layup, bounces off a bunch of people. Recovery, however, by Mason won't go either. But there's another foul called. And this will go against Fullerton. So once again, Mason, pump fake for Taylor, pulling up just inside the arc, no go. Back the other way, Shaw, down low to Wade, pulling back along the baseline, that's good. Back the other way for Sidbury. Quick handoff now to Jones. In the corner, under pressure. As Shaw knocks it free, but that just means Bennington will get it back. And Westbrook will bring it in. Once again, Jones handing back off to Westbrook and providing a screen to Sidbury on the right. He'll go along the baseline. This one's good. He's in double figures with 10. Sidbury providing some pressure here for Jenkins, staying on him. Jenkins, quick handoff now to Wade. Up top. And maybe a little bit too quick up off the dribble there. And the call goes against him, so it will be Bennington's ball once again. Dragon lead still 3. Sidbury guarded by Shaw. Now Wade picking up. Trying to find the man down low and can't. But now, nice recovery by Westbrook. Can't make that go either. Tip in, couple of attempts, no good either. However, there's Wade. He gets clobbered from behind. And there should be a foul called. And should have been a shooter, actually. Instead, it'll just be out of bounds. And now Wade tries a three, and that's good. Give him 9. Sidbury running into trouble there with Fullerton. Finding Taylor, now out to the left side, and Jones comes up with a 3.
Austin Jones with the 20.
4 on the day. Cliff Brown, guarded by Jones, pulls back. Hands off to Wade at the top of the key. Cycling now to Shaw. Shaw driving, and Dakota Stabile and the ref are talking a little bit there. Again, maybe a little bit off on the dribble there. Yes, a travel. Okay, so 53-50. Lead still at 3 for the Dragons. Some aggressive D along the perimeter there, but shot forced up by Jones and nothing doing. But in the aftermath, Fullerton's going to get called. Well, the ball went out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Bennington. So in the meantime, Sidbury just throwing his body all over the place. This time Jones will inbound. Nice pickoff. Now let's see what he can get out of it. The floater won't go. So Curtis Jenkins with the steal, and the ball gets stolen back. Westbrook, Jones, Westbrook, good. Back the other way, trying to go coast to coast, Curtis Jenkins. Finally, we get a immediate timeout. And Westbrook getting the foul, so we'll begin the play once we get out of this break here with Hoop Dragons ball at the very least, maybe a couple of free throws out of the deal as well. 53-52, 7:41 left in the third, and Westbury Toyota, the superstore for Toyota, and as I've been saying, now's a good time if you are in the market, maybe even make plans. Maybe if you're not in the market and we're planning to be later on, stop by because Black Friday deals early at Westbury Toyota Superstore. Up to $2,500 off on the hood of any new Toyota in stock. That's on the hood. That's where they start. What you come out with, you get a keeper of a car. Keep it for 20 years. Hey. New York's very own Pix 11. Part of New York folklore for close to 75 years now. WPIX Channel 11. Hey, if you are old enough to remember Chris Chambliss' walk-off home run in the 1976 ALCS, that was on Channel 11. In addition to ABC, so you didn't have to hear Howard Cosell step on Keith Jackson. You heard Phil Rizzuto and Bill White on the call. Okay, so it's going to be Hoop Dragons ball out of the break. And once again, Jenkins keeping things going along the right block, and he'll draw a foul. Again, doing what backcourt players should do. If the shooting isn't there, you get what you can on the line. So the first free throw is good. Makes it a 2-point game. But that's where it's going to stay. 54-52, 7:30 left in the third quarter. Sidbury now along the arc, now on the left block. He gets called for a travel. Back to the Dragons. Cliff Brown along the left side. Cliff Brown left wing. Cliff Brown with the finish. Sidbury under pressure here. Double team. Able to get free. Wide open for Westbrook. No go. And the rebound. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins finding his man and getting up the finish there. Cliff Brown. 58-52. They've opened the lead to 6. Sidbury guarded by Jenkins. Gets free. Puts it up. Can't make it go on the follow by Mason. That doesn't go either. Now Jenkins for the 3. That's off. It will be Bennington ball. Substitutions. Anthony Cox will give Fullerton a rest. And now Sidbury will take it up on the right side. Keeping things interesting with the floater and getting the drop there. That's going to be Anthony Mitchell with his first points of the day. Now we've got Cliff Brown on the right side, Jenkins. Jenkins driving, forcing it up. Can't make it go and not drawing any fouls either. Back the other way for Westbrook. Reverse layup, nothing doing. Shaw. Jenkins back to Shaw. A little too aggressive. Other way now for Sidbury. A lot of back and forth play going on here despite the longer shot clock. High off the glass, and it's going to wind up in the hands of Anthony Cox. Jenkins going to his left. Finds Shaw. Shaw on the lane. Up off the glass, no go. Wade, can he follow? That doesn't go either. Westbrook trying to do the same thing. Kicking out to the left side. Three-point attempt, nothing doing, but coming up with his own rebound, that's Taylor. Taylor now trying baseline, and he dribbled on the line. So the Hoop Dragons get the ball back. Give you a little reset here because the only guy who hasn't scored yet for the Hoop Dragons, Brandon Thompson, will inbound the ball. Cliff Brown, of course, rounding it out. Shaw, Cox, and Wade. Wade sets the pick. Shaw at the top. Shaw in the lane. Thinking of pulling back. Now Brown out to Cox. Cox bouncing off a guy. Pulling back again, bouncing him off him again. And the same guy, that's right, Levon Long comes up with the ball as a result. Back the other way, more sloppy play. Hoop Dragons back the other way, and this time it's going to be Thompson who gets crossed up. And there's going to be a foul called against Mitchell. So it'll be Hoop Dragons ball once again. Each team with 4 fouls so far. Cox. Now Shaw looking for a ball for Cox, but gets knocked away by Mitchell. Back the other way. Here comes Bennington. Westbrook can't get around Brown, and let's see if there's going to be a call there. They just lost. Yep, it's going to be against Brown. So tack on another foul for the Hoop Dragons, and
Norman Wilson, Aaron Edmonds, and Willie Petro checking the game for the
so
Hoop Dragons.
Edmead, Petro, and Wilson checking back in. And a nice block there by Petro. Petro always good for the D. So, believe that's a media timeout. So, that's where we're going to stop right here. 4:02 left in the third quarter, 58-54. Hoop Dragons in front. New York's very own Pix 11. If you are a New Yorker, you know where to find the Honeymooners. You know where to find the Odd Couple. You know where to find March of the Wooden Soldiers. You know where to find the St. Patrick's Day Parade. You know where to find the Yule Log. You know where to find television tradition on New York's very own Pix 11. And yeah, I don't even talk about their network programming because I have such vivid memories of when they were in Indy. Now, Empire Home Care, based in Westchester, their reach is everywhere. So if you have, you know, or if you are or you know of someone who is in need of home care supplies like wheelchairs, like bathroom safety equipment, like hospital beds and accessories, like orthopedic care, or somebody maybe laid up with an injury or something like that, Empire Home Care is the place to go for all your needs. 845-271-3101, the number to call, up in Haverstraw. And, of course, we're very proud to bring you Hoop Dragons basketball here on Sports Fan Base Network. So back into live action. It's going to be Bennington ball. And immediately, that's going to be Johnson. Johnson being chased all over the place. Surprisingly, a backcourt violation there, but now it's going to be Mitchell, who's under a lot of pressure here. Can't get anything done. Forces up a shot with single digits on the shot clock. Can't make that go. Cox with the rebound. Thompson finding Wilson on the right. Now Cox on the right wing. Now Petro outside the arc, back to Cox again. Cox knocks his man down, gets free, and are they going to call offensive foul on him? Oh, he's not going to like that. Oh, he ain't happy. Okay, so it's going to be Bennington ball. 58-54 your score. Taking the inbounds is Mitchell. Guarded by Petro. Isolated there, gets free. Still in the lane, kicking out to the right side. Three-point attempt, doesn't go too hard. But the rebound comes right back to Johnson. Johnson now looking for an outlet. More difficulty, but they find an open man. Unfortunately, he's not able to finish. That, of course, Long. Long can't make that go. Still able to get the ball for a second there. Finally, a foul is called, as one will invariably occur. And it will go, once again, against Taylor, who was down in that melee down there. So, Edmead finds Cox outside the arc. Cox gives it back to Edmead on the baseline. And Edmead will be actually a non-shooter, but the foul will go against the Martens. So the corresponding number 4, Johnson, gets called for it. Edmead inbounds. Wilson puts it up along the baseline, can't make it go. The rebound was pulled down by Long. And let's see what goes on here from the corner. And there you go, Austin Jones. Oh, correction on that. That was actually Trevor Brink, his first points of the day. Back the other way as the Hoop Dragons struggles continue on the offense. 58-57. And that one will put the Martens ahead. As on the replay here, you see it, Levon Long able to recover and takes it coast to coast and then draws the foul. So first free throw, only free throw is good. Give him 5 on the day. Down to minute 59 here in the third, and we're tied. Edmead for the 3. Off the back of the rim. Cox with the rebound, can't hold on. Back come the Martens here. As Johnson will take it into the lane. Force it up. Nothing but air. Easy pickings for Cox. Now Wilson tries a 17-footer. That doesn't go. Now, neither team is shooting particularly well. But right now, it's the Martens with the lead, 60-58. Back the other way, Taylor has an open shot, able to finish. Here comes Edmead again. Cox inside the arc. Edmead driving, right-handed dribble. And in the lane, it's good. He's got 7. Down inside a minute here in the third quarter. There's Mitchell. Mitchell off the pick along the right block. He can't make the one-hander go. And now off the rebound, Edmead gets knocked down from behind.
Loose ball foul on Levon Long.
So that's going to go against Long. And the one thing about this is with the aggressive play and the aggressive fouling, Long might get called for the foul, but Long's sending a message there.
For Anthony Mitchell.
So whether the call goes my way or not, I'm going to light you up. Here comes Edmead off the pick. Edmead in the lane, nothing doing. Nice takeaway once again by the Martins. Now in the hands of Covington. That is Covington. Now Taylor, a 17-footer, doesn't go. Long tried to get the rebound. Nice recovery, though. That was Covington with the recovery, but there's a travel call that goes against Bennington and a couple of guys that we have not yet seen in the game. So some full court pressure applied there by Johnson on Edmead. Cox palming it. Cox getting some work done in the lane, but not able to finish. Can he do it on the follow before the buzzer goes? No. So after 3 full, we're pretty much back where we were. Tight game, 2-point game, sloppy game, aggressive game, rough and tumble game. All the adjectives apply. One thing that will not be rough and tumble is you're dealing at the Westbury Toyota Superstore. They try to make it easy for you. New York's very own Pix 11. You want rough and tumble? Watch The Quiet Man on St. Patrick's Day. Westbury Toyota Superstore. Not so rough and tumble. They put $2,500 on the hood of any new Toyota in stock. And then you start dealing from there. So we'll reset the lineup for you coming out of the third quarter break here. Cox stays on the floor, as does Wilson. You got Wade, Petro, and Edmead. Now, Wade is the only starter on that line. And yes, it is like Dakota Stabila's rotating lines like in hockey, but that's what he has to work with. Thompson, wearing number 8, he's not on the floor right now, is the only Hoop Dragon who has not scored in this game. But everyone has been on the court. Fresh 12 on the clock as we start the fourth quarter. Inbounded by Wade. Edmead will run the point. Quick handoff now to Cox. He's on the arc, gives it back to Petro. Out to the left side, Wilson. Wilson zigzagging, making his moves. Was Cox with the follow, can't make that go either. Takeaway by Mason. But another takeaway winds up in the hands of Cox, and Wilson able to finish. We're tied at 62.
Norman Wilson.
4 on 4 here. That's number 4 and number 4. Edmead and Johnson. They try to get it inside. Comes back out to Mason. He explains everything, too. Double foul. Offsetting penalties. It remains Bennington ball. Over on the right side. There it is. Mason, 17-footer, can't make it go. And Petro with the rebound. Quick handoff now for Edmead, just outside the arc. Cox and Long going at it. And the referee's saying, come on, guys, I'm looking right at you. So you got,
32 LeVon Long.
okay, yeah. This time Long's going to get called for the foul. So it will be back in the hands of the Hoop Dragons. Petro will inbound. Edmead saying, I'm going to take it from here on the right. Winds up in almost a triple team. Nearly loses the ball there. Nice recovery by Petro. Petro driving in the lane. Down low for Cox. Cox gets fouled. Now he's going to go to the line.
Anthony Cox is going to go to the line to shoot two. Foul on number 32, LeVon Long.
So how many does he have? That's the only thing we don't have stats of, individual fouls. That's one NBA rule. Excuse me. They do use 6 fouls per person. So Cox on the line. Bounces it off the rim.
Number 35, Austin Jones checks into the game for number 32, LeVon Long.
You know he's in foul trouble. He just got substituted for. So Jones is back in the game. Second free throw. Doesn't get the bounce there either, but Petro coming back with it, and Wilson finishing with the 3. Petro keeping the deep pressure on, that's number 21, Brink. There's not a lot of room over there. Over on the far side.
Matina checks in for DeAndre Wade.
So on the inbounds pass, that's Devon Johnson, guarded by Edmead again, number 4 and number 4. Johnson challenging him a little bit here. Here, come try, take it. He gets by him. Floats one high off the glass. It's good. But would you believe those his first points of the game? Back the other way, Wilson. Can he follow? Cox with the finish.
Cox on the putback.
He's got 5. Johnson again trying to work his way around Petro, not so easy. An 18-footer attempted by, that was Mason. That didn't go. Down low to Petro again, high off the glass, no go. Cox trying to hold on. Just a little bit too low for him to handle.
Number 33, Javon Taylor checks in for the Martens.
67-64 your score, 9:22 remaining.
Checks in for Covington.
Substitution? No, they're going to go. That's Brink. Tries one just inside the arc. Nice little putback, though. That one, give Jones credit for that. He's got 8. Edmead now getting by his man. In the lane, Cox can't make it go, but draws the foul. Pair of free throws now for Ant Cox, and this time he uses 2 hands and can't make it go.
Mark Sidbury checks into the game.
Tried using 1 hand last time he was on the line. Let's see if he what he tries this time. This time it's the 1 hand again. Still can't make it go. 67-66. Hoop Dragons up by 1. Petro keeping the pressure, this time on Sidbury. Sidbury trying, almost losing the handle there, and loses it for good as Petro with the steal and the finish and the foul. No, I thought he got hacked there.
With the righty leg.
Only good for 2, but he's got 8. Held ball. As,
Fullerton checks in for Anthony Cox.
okay, so Anthony Cox getting some work in. Shea Fullerton there to spell him a little bit. Dragons up by 3, 69-66. It's Bennington ball. It'll be Trevor Brink bringing it in. And taking it Sidbury, and Petro keeping the defensive pressure on. And knocking it free, Matina almost took it away. Mason recovered. Kick it out to Jones, too high off the glass. Now Fullerton, he's got it. And back come the Dragons. Wilson, Matina from the corner. When he's hot, but when he's not, he's not. Back the other way now for Sidbury. Petro is basically going to focus on Sidbury anytime he's on the court. Mason, right side, that's Jones, back out to Mason from the free throw line. It's good.
Heath Mason with a mid-range jumper.
Now we've got Ed Mead for 3. Too hard. On the recovery, Wilson. Jumper's good.
Wilson with the bucket.
He's got 16, leads the Dragons. Petro, aggressive on the D with Sidbury. Throws it away. A little bit too late, Austin Jones.
Medium timeout.
Lines up in the coach's hand. So we got immediate timeout here at 7:23 remaining. 71-68. Dragons in the lead, but you notice something, the lead has never been very big in this entire game, except for that 9-point lead that the Martins had. I guess that was early in the second quarter. But always a good time to mention our sponsors. Empire Home Care, of course. They're based in Westchester. Their reach is worldwide. EmpireHCNY.com. And their number is 845-271-3101. If you or a loved one is homebound for health reasons, you or a loved one needs help with mobility, new and used wheelchairs, scooters, walkers, transport chairs, rollators, canes, knee walkers, the works. Westbury Toyota, $2,500 on the hood for any new Toyota, except for the TRD and GR models. Well, hey, you want the good, you want the hot stuff, you're gonna have to pay hot stuff money. But Westbury Toyota even makes that easier too. So get over there for Black Friday deals on your keeper car, Toyota. If you have an old one, you know you don't let it go. Okay, the inbound taken by Ed Mead from Petro. Wilson for the 3, off the front of the rim. And the recovery winds up in the hands of Jones. Sidbury again. That should be Westbrook. Out to the left side, Jones. Jones floating it, can't make it go, draws a foul.
Number 35, Austin Jones going to the line.
That'll put him on the line. First free throw. A little too strong. Second free throw. That's good. He's got 9 on the afternoon. Ed Mead running the point for the Hoop Dragons. Out to the left side for Wilson. Can't make it go down low, and the rebound comes back once again to the Martins. Sidbury running the point now. Mason thinks he's setting a pick. Jones going down low. Out to Mason. To the right side, there should be Westbrook out there, and it is. And a little bit too hard on the rim there for that three. It doesn't go, and it comes back to the Dragons. Now Edmead has to get around Westbrook. Works off the pick set by Fullerton, kicking it back out to Petro in the lane. Way too strong on that pass over everybody's head. So back comes Bennington. 71-69 your score. A 2-point game. 6:23 remaining. Sidbury with Edmead guarding. Up to the top for Mason. Back to Sidbury again. He'll drift to his right. Still, Edmead keeping the pressure on. Pulls up on him. Able to get the drop from the free throw line. He's got 12. Back comes Petro. Out to the left side, Matina. No, we still can't get that three going. Trying to get his own rebound there. He and Wilson. Matina coming up with it.
And a timeout by the Hoop Dragons.
And the Hoop Dragons are going to call timeout on that one as Matina was on the floor, but able to come up with the ball, so they'll get the ball out of the break. 5:45. Bit past the halfway point here in the fourth quarter, and we are tied at 71.
3D at the end of this timeout.
Nice little warning there. 5 minutes left in a tight game. Scoreboard people have to be tight. Because if the finger is a little slow on the trigger when it comes to the clock, could decide the game. Sports Fan Base Network brings you action from all over the Northeast. And what's the story here? Oh my God, Temple down 14-0 in the second quarter. They're taking on the Green Wave of Tulane down in New Orleans. And Temple is one of the schools that SFBN covers. Sort of. Okay, back to the action here with the Hoop Dragons. And yes, Pace Shaw coming up with a big three. He's got 10, finally in double figures so late in the game. He gets hot, the Hoop Dragons will pull away. But the pressure, and Austin Jones coming up with the open one-hander. 75-73, Hoop Dragons still in front. Once again, you've got Jenkins in there, and they kick it back out to Shaw. Shaw, is he feeling it? He bounces off of Fullerton and right back in the hands of Sidbury. Sidbury coast to coast, nope, runs into traffic. The follow, no good there either. But Mason coming up with it, gets it back to Sidbury. Sloppy, but effective. As Javon Taylor comes up with the finish. Tied at 75. 4:42 remaining. Petro to Edmead now. We got Fullerton on the block. Kicking it back out now for Edmead. 16 on the shot clock. Edmead driving. Kicking out to Fullerton. He's wide open. 17-footer, no good. But Petro comes back up with it. Another try, another no good, but second chance? Nope, out to the left side. That doesn't go either. A third chance? Well, Petro coming down with it as Jenkins had a couple of chances.
Foul on number 33, Javon Taylor.
But Jenkins able to draw the foul, so the Hoop Dragons get the ball back here with 4:12 remaining. 75-75. It'll be Jenkins with the inbound, Shaw taking it. Shaw a couple of fakes. In traffic, gets it stripped away. Long comes up with it, but Long having trouble keeping it. Finally getting into some skilled hands. Sidbury tries a three, it doesn't go, but Long comes up with the rebound. Quick flip from the corner. Still nothing doing. And it's Pace Shaw. Looking to go coast to coast. Gets called for traveling. Media timeout here with 3:44 remaining. Tied at 75. It's going to be a tight one down the stretch. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. But in the meantime, plan your trip to Westbury Toyota. $2,500 on the hood of any new Toyota in stock. Black Friday deals early. And you want to know something? Maybe you want that RAV4 for your Black Friday shopping. Maybe you want that Highlander to take the kids along for some Thanksgiving adventures, and to grandmother's house we go. Because Toyotas know the way to carry the sleigh. Empire Home Care, 845-271-3101 for all your home care needs. Based in Westchester, reach worldwide, empirehcny.com. And of course, as I've been saying the entire game, you got a few people sitting behind me smacking their head. It's like, oh my God, look at this. But on the other hand, being entertained by it. Because as sloppy as the play has been here in the first home game of the season, the passion is definitely there on both sides. The edge is there. So that makes it fun. Fun to play, too. Kind of like a pickup game here. As Bennington, they work from right to left. You got Mitchell, we haven't seen in a while. He is on the board. Long, using his size and taking advantage. So that's 77-75. First lead for Bennington in a while here. Largely because nobody's been shooting the ball particularly well. Jenkins pushing into a double team, pulling back. Now Edmead looking for Cox, a little bit behind on the pass there. Cox able to recover. Off the glass, no good. Gets the rebound, gets fouled. But that is going to be par for the course because both teams have size and both teams not afraid to use it.
Anthony Cox going to the line, shooting 2.
So Cox will shoot a pair. As we have seen, trying all kinds of ways to get the ball in the net and has not had much success at it. Tries it one-handed this time, still doesn't work. Another try. This one goes down. He's got 6. Back the other way now. Mitchell tried the floater, won't make that go. Meantime, on the break, Edmead, nothing there either. Westbrook able to recover. Long on the right side. Go.
7-second violation. It is Hoop Dragons ball.
Okay, so they couldn't get it past midcourt. So therefore, Hoop Dragons get it back. 77-76 is your score. 2:41 remaining. It's getting tighter. Edmead on the inbound. They need a basket here. And he gets fouled. .3D is on also. So a basket here by the Hoop Dragons could not only put them ahead, but give them a little bit of a margin. So Cox will take the inbound, get it back to Edmead. Edmead's going to try to stay outside the arc. Nope, he's going to penetrate and kick it back out. Jenkins pulling up from the free throw line. That doesn't go. And the ball will go out of bounds. See who last touched it. The Dragons say, well, guess what? Cliff Brown got the ball after it went out of bounds, but they say, no, he last touched it. So Long, wide open out there, still can't make it go. Comes back out to Westbrook, up to Sidbury. Sidbury driving, forcing on the glass, not getting the drop. Long on the follow, that doesn't go either, and Cox with the rebound. Sloppy. Nice little check by Brown there. And a little bit too hard on the pass, going cross right to left. Brings it back to Bennington. Bennington by 1, inside 2 minutes. Sidbury inside the arc, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Jenkins. Jenkins gets clobbered. Long goes down, but Long sending messages all afternoon long. So that should.
Curtis Jenkins will shoot as they're in the bonus.
Yep, they're in the bonus. Okay, I see that 8 there. So it's going to be 2. Hits both of them, they're back in front. Hits the first. Second free throw. That's good too. Hoop Dragons back in front. 78-77. 7 points for Jenkins. Now Long's got the ball in a place he doesn't want to be. So he gets it over to Sidbury. Ready to set the pick when he needs to, and does. And tries it again. Ed Mead not buying it, but Long there in the lane, and yes, able to finish. Perfectly positioned, he's got 9 points. Bennington back up by 1, minute 17 remaining. Jenkins now, driving. Jenkins in the lane, just trying to bang around and knock people out of his way. Does it work? Jump ball, so on the alternating possession, Hoop Dragons get it back. 15 on the shot clock. Shaw taking it in bounds. Shaw in the lane. Try to get a bounce pass down low to Cox, but too many people in the way. So, in particular, that was Mitchell in the way. Now 20 on the shot clock now, and it'll be Ed Mead inbounding. We're down to a minute 4, by the way. 79-78 your score. Okay, so a little bit of clock trouble as they just put 15 minutes back on the clock. We're playing with a 30-second shot clock here, I should remind everybody. And as the ABA evolves, they're starting to adopt more college rules in general, but that's not one of them. They normally play with 24. Okay, so they put it in an open field, but picked up by Shaw. Shaw along the block, can't finish, but Jenkins with the rebound. Jenkins driving, inside 50 seconds. There's Cox with the finish. However, we have a man down. I believe that's Mitchell for Bennington. He's okay. Got him up on his feet. So, timeout. I don't believe that was a called timeout. That might have been an injury timeout. 46.4 seconds left. The Cox basket puts the Hoop Dragons in front 80-79. Now the next question is the 46.4 correct? Once again, 80-79 your score, so I see Shaw making that little traveling sign, meaning that don't get called for it. There have been a couple of calls on both sides. So out of the break, we'll reset the lineup for you. Edmead, Brown, Shaw, Jenkins, and Cox. It is Bennington ball. Long taking the inbound pass. Putting it on the floor, you don't necessarily want him to do that, and that's what happens. He only trips over it, able to hold on though. Cox keeping the aggressive D on, knocking it free. Long came coming up with it, just forcing it up. And that's going to be a foul on Cox. It's a shooter. Now Long goes to the line here with 33.4 left. Hits both. That puts Bennington ahead. Misses the first one. I don't know about you folks. The way both teams have been shooting in this game. Second free throw. That doesn't go either. And the Hoop Dragons able to hang on to the lead here. They could use a basket, but they want to burn some clock in the process. Edmead, Shaw now. Shaw under pressure from Long, gets free. Gets around Long, has an open path to the basket, and gets help blocked from behind. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, so it will remain with the Hoop Dragons. Although, I mean, the amount of fouls that could be called versus the ones that have been. Okay, so it's going to be a called timeout. This one by the Martens. 16.2 remaining. Thanks to the missed free throws, the Dragons are still ahead. Now, difference between shot clock and game clock. Remember, we got 13 on the shot clock and 16-2 on the game clock. Now, given how aggressive the defenses have been and how many times the ball's been knocked free and how many turnovers have occurred in this game, you know exactly what the plan of action is for the Martens, because neither team has really taken that great care of the ball. Which means that both coaches are going to have a lot to work with in the coming weeks. Or a lot to work on, I should say. I don't know about what to work with. "16 points for Wilson, 10 for Shaw, 8 for Cox, 7 for Jenkins, 9 for Wade. Nicely distributed. 12 for Sidbury, 14 for Westbrook, 9 for Long, 11 for Jones. So it will be Edmead inbounding. It'll be Shaw coming out. Somebody needs to come out. And yeah, they lose control of the ball. And Sidbury with an opportunity. Can they finish? They will. Taylor coming up with a basket that puts the Hoop Dragons ahead with the Hoop Dragons behind rather with 6 seconds left. That was a huge basket. Taylor, 8 points on the afternoon, but the biggest basket so far in this game. Now the Hoop Dragons have 6 seconds to take it back. And the way both teams have been playing, all they got to do is knock it free, which has been fairly easy to do for both teams. So Dakota Stabila is saying you got to execute the best play you've done all day long. Because even the slightest stall can put you in the loss column. Okay, so it will be Cliff Brown who will inbound. The inbound now, of course, coaching staff over on the Bennington side is saying, wait a minute, why do they get it at midcourt? And they will not get it at midcourt. Instead, they got to go the length of the court with 6 seconds left. Okay, first step, Jenkins, past midcourt, pulls it up, 17 footer, it's good! It's good! Curtis Jenkins with the winning buzzer-beating shot. Let's see that again. Jenkins just turning on the Jets down the right wing, finding the opening and flinging it up there and getting the drop and the victory. And guess what? We have the video review here. But Bennington not happy. I want to hear what's going on here. Okay, I see what the argument is, because the claim is that the shot went down with time still on the clock. Fractions of a second, but they're claiming that the staff here and a little bit of home cooking let the clock go. Regardless, a hard-fought victory for the Hoop Dragons. Jenkins only 7 points on the day, but coming up with the biggest shot of the game. And yes, what did I say? It had to be perfectly executed. No knocking the ball around, no tipping. Kept it himself, took it all the way. Finals, unofficial naturally, for your scoring, Hoop Dragons. Brandon Thompson, only one not getting a basket, but did contribute some minutes there in the victory, and everybody on the team played. Norman Wilson with 16, Pace Shaw with 10, Cliff Brown with 7, Aaron Edmead with 7, Shea Fullerton with 5, DeAndre Wade with 9, Curtis Jenkins with 7, Willie Petro with 8, Alex Mentino with 2, and Anthony Cox with 8. On the Bennington side, Mark Sidbury with 12, Eli Olsen with 2, Deshaun Westbrook with 14, Trevor Brink with 3, Hamaji Covington with 4, Levon Long with 9, Javon Taylor with 8, Austin Jones with 11, and Heath Mason with 6. But that's going to do it here from Five Towns College. your final score. New York Hoop Dragons 82 and the Bennington Martens 81. Many thanks to Sean Riley and James Seals, my staff here from Sports Fan Base Network. Also, many thanks to Westbury Toyota, the shirt sponsor of Hoop Dragons basketball, because that logo is on their uniforms, and also Empire Home Care. I'm Matt Mankiewicz. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.